Hello everyone, this is Dave from Dave's Recent Things. The weather's getting a little bit chilly now. We're headed right into the fall. I've got my flannel shirt on, nice and comfy and cozy. Of course, we all know what's coming. Dare I say it? Christmas. Yes, it'll be here before we even know it. That's why Nadia from DIY with Nadia reached out to 7 of us and asked us if we wanted to do a Christmas wreathathon. Of course, what am I first answer? Yes, absolutely. I know you all love that wreathathon that we've done before. We've done fall, Christmas. I think we did an Easter one as well. They've been a great hit, so we're bringing that back. And Nadia from DIY with Nadia is joined by Dave's Recent Things. That's me, Julie's Wreath Boutique, Lori Bly DIY, Jenny's Wreath Boutique, my DIY, and Country Charm by Tracy. The playlist will be linked right down below in the description box. Just click that playlist and that'll bring you to all the videos so you can view each and every one of them. Why don't I just get started and I'll show you what I made. I am going to be working with a 14-inch wire wreath frame today, along with this Kirkland ribbon from Costco. This is 2.5-inch wired ribbon. It's from Kirkland and it's 50 yards, and I think this was like $11. I got a red velvet, a striped one, and kind of a geometric Christmas one. If you don't have a Costco, Dollar Tree also has 2.5-inch wired ribbon that'll be perfect for this project, along with some white pipe cleaners that I'm going to be using and my regular crafting utensils to create this project today. First thing I'm going to do is cut all of my ribbon, and the magic number today is 8 inches. So I'm going to be measuring out and cutting all of my ribbon at the 8-inch mark. So I'm going to be doing all 3 of those different ribbons at the 8-inch mark. For this wreath, we're doing a ribbon wreath today. For ribbon 1, 2, and 3, there's 40 pieces each cut at the 8-inch mark. Now that totals about 960 inches, 80 feet, or about 27 yards of wired ribbon that I'm going to be using today. Once I got all those cuts done, I'm just going to fold it in half and then just cut on an angle to create dovetails on both sides on every single piece of ribbon that I am using today. And then once that's all done, I've got them all laid out along with pipe cleaners. Now these pipe cleaners I've just cut in half, and I'm going to be using half pipe cleaners. And I'm just going to use 5 pieces of ribbon. And what you're going to do is just gather it right in the center. Take your fingers, hold it right in there so it creates a little bow shape, if you will. Then grab your next ribbon, find the center, gather it together, and then lay it on top on an angle, kind of overlapping a little bit of our first ribbon. And then you're just going to keep picking random ribbons, doing the same thing, overlapping them, creating like a star shape. Again, I'm using 5 pieces of ribbon per bundle, and I'm going to be creating 24 bundles today. Once you've got that all done, then you just take a pipe cleaner, feed it through the middle, wrap it around, and then of course you can fluff up that ribbon a little bit at this point, and we've created our first bundle for our ribbon wreath. From that point, I'm going to do the same thing over and over again, just finding the center, gathering it together, placing it in my left hand, making sure I have those 5 pieces there, grab that pipe cleaner, and then just wrap it around the center, twisting it a couple of times, fluffing it up a little bit, and creating all of our 24 bundles for our Christmas ribbon wreath. Now that we have our bundles ready, we've got our wreath frame here. I'm going to be using the 2 middle wires of our wreath frame. There's 4 in total, so we're going to use the 2 middle, and I'm going to be creating sections here. So where the cross anchors are, I'm going to be placing 4 bundles per section. So that section again is in between those 2 bars. We're going to flip that face down. That's our wire wreath frame. And then we're going to also flip over our bundles we just created with those little V's there. And then I'm going to place them in the inside and outside holes such that the 2 wires in the middle are in between our pipe cleaner stems, Once that's there, then we're just going to twist it a couple times, fold over the excess of that pipe cleaner, and we've got our first attachment done. We're going to do the exact same thing with the second one, just placing the 2 wires in between our pipe cleaner, twisting it a couple of times, and then we move it down a little bit, and we keep adding on those little ribbon bundles per section. So I'm working on my third one now, and I'm going to be adding the fourth and final one for this section right now, just twisting it right in place. Once I've got that twisted, we can flip it over, and then you can kind of see where we're going so far. So here is one section completely done, and you can just see that fullness of those ribbons. Now I'm just going to continue on the next section doing the exact same thing. You're just going to wrap those pipe cleaners around those 2 inside wires, and here's 2 sections done, and I am loving this right now. I'm so excited. I'm just going to finish the rest, and as I'm adding the last one on here, I know my favorite part is coming up is when I turn over the wreath for the first time. Let's flip this over, but first I'm going to make sure everything is nice and even, and I got all 4 per section. And look at that. Here is our beautiful ribbon wreath in its glory already, and we're not even done. But you can totally leave it here. You don't have to add on a bow. I'm going to show you how to make a really simple bow in just a second, but you can totally leave it there if you want. For my bow, I'm going to measure out 24 inches. So my ruler only goes up to 18, so I'm going to cut at the 6-inch mark, so that's 24 inches in total. And I'm going to cut 2 pieces, and then I'm going to cut an additional piece at the 5-inch mark as well. So for a bow, there's 2 pieces cut at 24 inches, 1 piece cut at the 5-inch mark. Now with my 2 pieces and my little pipe cleaner, I'm going to place the good side facing down of my ribbon, fold it over. I'm going to find that middle mark where my index finger is, and then I'm going to overlap that one end a little bit right in the middle. Then I'm going to do the same thing for the other end. That's going to be our little middle section. I find that middle again, and then I'm just going to gather my fingers together, squish that all together. That's the center of our bow. And I'm going to place a pipe cleaner right in that middle. This is a full-length pipe cleaner that I'm using here. And I'm going to twist that a couple of times, making sure it's nice and secure, and then that bow is not going to go anywhere. Once that's all done, I'm going to dovetail the other 24-inch piece of ribbon, and this is just going to finish them off at the end. This is the tail that we're going to use. I'm going to place the good side facing down, find my center, gather it together with my fingers again. Then I'm just going to create a V shape with it, bending it over. And this is wired ribbon, so it does hold the shape a little bit. And then I'm going to place that right in between my 2 pipe cleaner stems, give it a couple of good twists. And with our little piece of ribbon, that 5-inch ribbon, I'm just going to fold it into thirds, just folding it over, creating one little width of ribbon, if you will. And then I'm going to place that right in the center, and then adding a little bit of hot glue for one end, folding it up, adding a little bit more hot glue for our second end, and then I'm just going to hold that right in place for a little bit just to make sure it's nice and dry. And once that's all dry, we have our bow ready for our wreath. Now I'm just going to take those pipe cleaners, find a spot, and then I'm just going to feed it right to the back. And then just like we added our bundles, I'm going to add and twist that pipe cleaner right around the 2 middle wires, flip it over, and then I'm going to center that bow, fluff it up a little bit, because you know we have to fluff up the bows here at Dave's Wreaths and Things. And here is our beautiful wreath. Here it is hanging on my door, and I cannot tell you how much I love the combination of these ribbons. And of course, that plain ribbon for the bow, you don't need more than that. And again, like I said, you don't have to have a bow at all. Don't forget to click that playlist right down below for our Christmas Wreathathon videos. And here's a little blooper reel to make you laugh. Hosted by Nadia with DIY with Nadia. Did I say that wrong? Nadia. I think I said that wrong. Sorry, Nadia. Nadia from DIY with Nadia came up with another Christmas Wreathathon and asked 7 of us To host, no, not to host. To participate, Dave. To participate. Participate. Halloween is... Oi. I got off track with that one. And DIY with... No, David. Oh. Test. 1, 2, 3. Test. Thank you so much for joining me today while I created this Christmas ribbon wreath. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I upload a new project. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye for now.